FedEx is seen pretty much as best in class within the express shipping, express transportation market. We have a lot of low-cost competitors out there who will try to look as a me too or a look-alike in terms of offering and services, but when it comes down to it, we're the ones out there who are offering sort of that peace of mind, that true reliability that distinguishes us against them.
Welcome to FedEx. This is Judy Price. I'd be glad to help you track your package. Right now it's safe, it's sound, and it's on its way to Boston. Another package? The weather's a little iffy in London, but it should arrive on schedule. Yes, 6 packages at...
How long is she been on that call?
An hour and 15 minutes. It'll be at 70 Roosevelt Road first thing in the morning. Another package?
Same call.
She's going for a record.
No delays in Cedar Rapids. Is that it, sir?
Happy holiday!
You have a nice holiday, too.
We should have thought of this years ago.
Got an important package? Send it FedEx and be absolutely sure.
On average, FedEx ships about 3.2 million packages a day, and that's actually 3.2 million deliveries a day, to about 210 countries worldwide, all within 24 to 48 hours. So dealing with a lot of things going a lot of different places. We strive for 100% satisfaction guaranteed and 100% in terms of service level. On occasion, things are going to happen, and we might miss our commitment. In the event that we do miss our commitments, we have 2 money-back guarantees, one for the actual service itself, and the second one in case we aren't able to provide you with the information you need within 30 minutes. And then in the event that we aren't able to deliver on our promises, our customer service agents are always there, tracking and tracing, identifying where that package has gone, and then making a plan of action of how to get it to you. One good example that is, I guess, legendary within Federal Express, an aircraft failure that we had on our side that was going to basically result in a number of packages or a number of customers not receiving the service that they had requested of us. One of our employees just took the initiative to go and charter a commercial aircraft to provide the transportation to that destination, where it was then picked up by Federal Express and finally delivered to the customer. I think what has made FedEx so successful is that it's been able to make so many other companies successful, allowing them to change their business model to do business in a whole new way. In terms of our automation solutions for our customers, we have a full spate of options depending on really the customer need and in some parts their size. Looking at the lower end or the more flexible end, we have internet offerings at FedEx.com that would provide both tracking capabilities as well as shipping capabilities. That could be any user who wants to go to the web and use those. Up the chain a bit, you have FedEx Ship APIs that allow people to actually download that capability onto their own machines, so they're not always having to go back and forth to FedEx.com, but that actually will reside with them and have that functionality with them at all times. Up to higher levels of automation that would either have FedEx putting an actual box on their desk that is dedicated to shipping, or where we're going out and putting servers into customer sites. For those customers who really have a large number of transactions and require much higher speed in terms of processing. We see a lot of benefit in providing our customers with this free software or these free applications, not only on the customer side where it will hopefully in the long run make a much more loyal customer, but even on our side, we see a lot of productivity improvements. We are able to provide a higher level of service. We're able to correct mistakes before they happen. End result is you have a much more satisfied customer, you have a much more productive system. So it's mutual benefits for both us and our customers. The term has been thrown around, the warehouse in the sky. An example might be a company who builds engines in one country and then ships them into another. Well, instead of building these engines and then stockpiling them within a country until they're finally going to be used, they're able to produce on an ongoing basis and then using FedEx as their warehouse in the sky, provide those engines to the manufacturing plant in a manner in which they're going to be used right away. So they completely eliminate their warehousing costs. In the case of like a Dell computer who uses us not only for the inbound transportation into their factories, but as well as the outbound transportation to their consumers. They know where their parts are at any given time of day. They can paint a very detailed picture for their customer. This is what you can expect from us. This is how you can see your machine being built. This is when you can expect to have it. This is the type of information that we'll push to you. So FedEx becomes a channel for that. And a very big player within their entire supply chain, not only in terms of the transportation, but in terms of the information that they're able to provide not only Dell, but their end user as well. Well, there's always the customer preference, and you have to be very sensitive to the customer's preference. There's always going to be a group of customers out there who won't be automated, or at least in their own either place of business or within their residence. We have to accept that. Now, what our goal is to address that specific issue is how do we make ourselves easy enough so it is easier for you to go to an automated solution versus just pulling something off the shelf and writing it down. So what we need to do, and what we've set out to do, is to provide ourselves out into different channels. A good example of this would be within our World Service Centers, moving to a more automated solution. So when they're actually coming in, instead of filling out an airway bill, maybe they have a kiosk to go to and process their shipments through an automated channel, but they don't have to provide it for themselves. Or in terms of always accepting a FedEx solution. Customers don't necessarily want to go to FedEx.com, or they don't necessarily want to download or have something reside on their hard drive. So by going out and making strategic alliances with, let's say, a Netscape, for instance, where we've been able to put ourselves out into our consumers' hands, into areas that they might be already visiting. So it's not any more effort that they would normally have to make, kind of making FedEx, I guess, ubiquitous with those customer groups. By the way, I see my job evolving, or any marketer's job evolving, is really understanding what your customers want. Okay, it sounds pretty basic, but it's going to get much more challenging, especially as you start introducing these other channels of possible communication. It's going to go beyond just maintaining a channel, making sure you have an internet presence or an electronic presence of some kind, but you really need to understand what that customer wants and needs from you as a supplier. You really need to build a relationship with that customer, and not just understanding what they ship or what they buy from you, but deeper, being able to anticipate the needs of your customers and being able to react before they're actually asking for it. So it's going to be much more data intensive, but much more relationship focused. So it's a real good melding of the two.